Mahabharata, Episode 3, Part 3, The Birth of the Kauravas. You've walked with me through the forests and palaces of Hastinapura. If these stories move you, let others walk with us too. A simple like a share, a subscription, and this journey will never walk alone. The Pandavas had been born in the forest, 5 sons of gods, raised in exile under the watchful eyes of sages. But in Hastinapura, the palace of the Kauravas waited in silence, for Dhritarashtra to longed for heirs. He had married Gandhari, princess of Gandhara, a woman of great strength and devotion, who, upon learning her husband was blind, chose to blindfold herself for life. If he cannot see the world, she said, then neither shall I. Together, they waited for children. But fate, ever cruel, would play its own game. Gandhari's long pregnancy months turned to a year turned to 2. Still Gandhari's womb did not bring forth life. Her hands pressed against her belly, heavy and unmoving. Her whispers echoed in the chambers. Why does destiny mock me? Why does the forest rejoice with the cries of Pandu's sons, while I, queen of Hastinapura, remain silent? Then came the news. Pandu's firstborn Yudhishthira had entered the world. Righteous.com. Beloved, the fire of jealousy burned in Gandhari's heart. In her anger, she struck her belly with her fist, and at once her womb released, but not with the cries of a child. The lump of flesh, what came forth was a mass. A formless lump of flesh, cold and lifeless. The palace fell into horror. Servants screamed, midwives stepped back in fear. The great queen of Hastinapura had given birth, not to a child, but to a shapeless mass. Dhritarashtra's heart sank. He had dreamed of sons, heirs to the throne, warriors for the Kuru line. But now his dream lay silent, a lump of dead flesh. Gandhari wept, clutching at her empty womb. Is this my fate? Am I cursed to bring shame upon my house? Vyasa's command, but then came Vyasa the sage. He looked upon the flesh, and his gaze did not waver. Do not despair, he said. From this your sons shall still be born. Bring me 100 jars. Fill them with ghee, pure and sacred. Place each piece of this flesh into a jar, and cover it. Wait, and life will emerge. The king and queen obeyed. The flesh was cut into 100 pieces, each no larger than a thumb. Each piece was placed into its own jar, sealed and watched. And thus began the strangest birth the world had ever seen. The jars of ghee days turned to weeks, weeks to months. The jars lay hidden in the palace, tended by attendants, guarded in secrecy. The sound of bubbling ghee echoed like a heartbeat in the chambers of Hastinapura. One by one, the jars stirred. From them, infants emerged. Not ordinary children, but sons born of strange fate. The first was a boy, large and strong. His skin was dark, his eyes fierce. He cried with a voice like thunder, echoing through the halls. This was Duryodhana, the first cry of Duryodhana. The moment Duryodhana's cry rang out, the world seemed to shudder. Jackals howled in the forest. Vultures circled in the sky. The winds turned harsh, carrying the scent of fear. The palace froze in silence. Then came the whispers. This is no ordinary birth. This child brings doom. Sages gathered before Dhritarashtra. O king, they said, abandon this child. His birth is filled with omens. His presence will one day destroy your line. Cast him away, and let the kingdom be spared. But Dhritarashtra's heart was weak with love. No, he whispered, holding the infant close. He is my firstborn, my son. How can a father cast away his own blood? And so Duryodhana was kept, and with him, destiny was sealed. The 100 sons from the remaining jars came more cries. One by one, the sons of Gandhari emerged. 99 brothers followed Duryodhana, and last of all, a daughter Dushala, gentle and kind, the only flower among thorns. The Kauravas were born, 100 brothers, raised in the halls of The palace celebrated, but behind the laughter lingered the echo of the sage's warning. The omens had spoken, war was waiting, closing hook and so. While the Pandavas were born of gods in the quiet forests, the Kauravas were born in secret jars. Their cries mingled with jackals and vultures. 2 branches of the same family had taken root, one blessed by heaven, one shadowed by omens. Together, they would grow, play, fight, and dream. But soon, their rivalries would ignite into flame. In the next part, we will see them as children, Pandavas and Kauravas under one roof. Brothers in name, enemies in fate. This story will grow, episode by episode, until the war of Kurukshetra itself. To travel the full journey, subscribe now, like and share, so others may discover the Mahabharata, and the voices of destiny may reach every ear.